Before we get into the video, if you have not subscribed, please do like, share, comment, and question. Appreciate all that. Pedigree, of course, is the dog's ancestry, as opposed to progeny, which is the dog's offspring, future. And the importance of pedigree, ancestry of the dog, is important because you want to minimize undesirable traits and maximize the desirable traits. And within that, there are, according to the AKC, several different classifications. There's a working class breed, there are the non-working class breed, there's the terrier class, the German Shepherd, of course, is in the shepherding class, there's the toy class, and so within a classification of a dog breed, you really can know a lot. If you're familiar with the breed, you can know a lot regarding the pedigree. But once you're within a particular breed, like the German Shepherd, you may not know there are two distinct lines within the breed, the working line and the show line. The working line, typically their structure is different. Not a lot different, but a little different. They're the square back, or the more like a 90-degree, as opposed to the show line that has the angulated back, and not that much there either. Of course, there are examples where there's over angulation, and that's another story, of course, but I think the greater consideration within that is the dog's drive. The working class has a higher drive normally than the show class. So within the German Shepherd breed, there are the two distinct lines, and then within the lines there are lines. And so what's it all about, right? Where can you put your finger on something? Well, I deal with the West German show line, and with any line you want to prove that line, and within the German Shepherd breed you want to prove the dog according to its purpose, the class for which it was bred, the shepherding class, right? So they have testing, training, developing, titling of three particular areas for the German Shepherd. It used to be known as Schutzhund. Now they have some other words they use, which I don't want to get into because they try to play down the aspect of protection. Schutzhund means protection dog. But within that, there are three specific disciplines that they teach and train and develop and title the German Shepherd in, namely tracking, then obedience, and protection. So in its class as a shepherding dog, it needs to be able to track down the lost sheep. It needs to smell and be able to know when the bad wolf's around or whatever. Of course, it needs to be obedient. So we go through obedience training. You don't let the shepherd go run and do what he wants to do with the sheep. He has to do, or she has to do, what you want them to do with the sheep. And of course, protection. Protection is understood that the dog has to be able to protect the flock. And so I think you get the picture a little bit as far as pedigree. To this point, we want to know, as breeders, we want to know that the dog is standing into the purpose for which it's bred. Now that breaks off into a few different things, right? So the German Shepherd, particularly to me, the West German show line, because it does have the lower drive versus the working line with the higher drive, the show line Shepherd is more suited to the home, typically. Now, if you're a home or you're a high energy person and you're an extreme type of person, that's cool. A working line will be great for you. You gotta work the dog. You gotta let it get its energy out. The extreme athletes, they run a marathon and they go climb a mountain. Well, your working dog, they gotta chase the ball all day. they got to be physical all day. So if that's not for you, the show line, they are mid-drive. They kick it back a little bit as far as the drive. When you want to play and you want to be active, good, but you want to rest and take it easy, they know how to do that too. So I think that's kind of a rough sketch, but it gives the main idea there of what you're dealing with within the breed, within these two lines. The West German show line, again, what I deal with, the West German show line, for many generations, the parents are trained and titled in these particular disciplines. Again, the tracking, the obedience, and the protection, and also other health testings, hip and elbow. Before they start them with any serious training, they check their hips and elbows, and they also more and more do different genetic testing, specifically DM, which is a crippling nerve disease. It's not that common, but they have a genetic test for it. For $60, you can find out if your dog has it. So you do physical testing before you get the dog into the program. So when you buy a puppy, a West German Showline German Shepherd puppy, you have a great family dog. You can know its history as far as its physical history, and then the most important, or as important, probably the most important, is temperament. And this is really what the breeder wants to look at. Does the dog have a good temperament? Or, as I heard the Germans put it, is the dog clear in the head? A dog, it's got to be clear in the head. Whether you're using it just for a pet or you're using it on the farm, it's always a pet. I don't care how you cut it. But just say you're going to work it more than have it even in the home. You maybe just keep it in the barn all the time. You want the dog to be clear in the head. And so pedigree, knowing the pedigree of your dog goes a long way. I can see a dog now, being around them so much, and I just know within a few minutes time where the dog's at. I know its temperament, I know its physical structure, of course. I just can tell you a lot about the dog. But I can tell you a lot about the dog too from its pedigree. Who are its parents, its grandparents, great-grandparents, because again, when you have the dogs for many generations, as the West German Showline is, tested, trained, titled in these disciplines, you know you have a dog that has a good temperament, a dog that's clear in the head, a dog that has a good pedigree. We'll leave it right there for today. I do appreciate you subscribing. Again, if you have not, please do like, share, comment, and question, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.